Hello, and welcome back to another attempt at the big bonuses. My greatest goal in life. Really don't like this stage, and really don't like most of the weapons. Well, should say I don't like the sniper. The squeezer's okay. The dualies... I like dualies, even if they're not my favorite dualies. The grassy knoll! The grassy knoll! Hell yeah! I feel really good about that. Like I contributed. Guess I'll just sit back and let them do the rest of the work. Now that I've earned my keep. Grassy knoll thing does make me wonder, how long does it need to be before you can start making jokes about it? Like a tragedy. I mean, there's a Rick and Morty episode just recently where they made a joke about not making a joke about 9/11. And it's like, but didn't you make a joke by, or was that the joke? I don't know. Humor is subjective and objective. And who can really say? Not me. I watch Rick and Morty even though I don't have an IQ of 300. Don't tell the real Ricks that, though. I think it's illegal. I think it's punishable by death in other dimensions. Let's do it. Did you get the last one? Get the last one? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we are gonna get the biggest of bonuses. Hell yeah. This one's going great in the first round. I should really look. What is my... Ooh, I have an inkjet. Okay, I could use that to get away and not pay attention to the... You always give me the turrets, not when I'm using a weapon I'm uncomfortable with, but when it's like, oh hell yeah, we can work with this. I'm not complaining about the game, I'm complaining about my luck. There's a total difference. Is he... Yeah, he's alive again. Hell yeah. You're the real hero. What's his name? I needed to swivel too quickly, I can't tell you. Okay. Okay. We could do this. I think those eggs over there are a waste of time. I'm pretty sure we can get something quicker. Just right here. It hurts to give up the eggs, but yeah. Hey, you know what? I backed into an attack so I could throw another attack. That would... Thank you. Also thank you. Also thank you. Yes, whoa. Shoot. Well, this was getting a little messy, so it was a matter of time. I'll say that our big guy did manage to clear out a good bit of what was screwing with me. Just a second too late. But you know what? I'm on one side of the field, the other two are on the other side of the field. Of course he's going to prioritize the other side. That's just good thinking. Squeezer. Yeah, well, it's not the worst. I bet the first guy that figured out he could be, like, bumped like that, if he stood on the thing, feels like a real... I'm gonna say that's about half and half. I may have just done the same thing to... I can't believe I did it again. Don't mind me, I'm just a big idiot. I mean, if you can make it. if you can call a visit. Oh man, they are not in a good position to... Thank you. Oh my gosh. Bless your cute little face. Was he a cute little face? Darn it, I was a second too late. And then I got greedy and didn't attack the thing I needed to attack. Did I? No, I didn't get it off anyway because I didn't have enough. But I did get your baby. Okay, where are my guys? Can one of them... No, they can't because we're all dead. Ay. We got a ton, but it wasn't good enough. My IQ is 69. Oh, he can't watch Rick and Morty either. Huh. Well, that's a shame. That's a real shame, but we did get a good bit of... bonus points. Dude, it's May. Stop playing Luigi's Mansion. What's kind of neat that they released Luigi's Mansion on October 31st, but at the same time, that means that it's only in season for the first day. Then after that, what, you're gonna be playing the, you know, a spooky, scary game? Or at least a creepy game? A ghosty game? During Christmas season? Pretty sure that goes against the Bible. You can't. You just can't. Oh, hey! Lucky me, he came up right on top of me. And Sniper Bro is saving my dough. Sniper Bro. It's Sniper Bro. Sniper Bro. He's saving my butt cheeks. Shoot. Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna go. I wanted it so bad I ran directly into his chin. Huh. Is the thing that the steel eel is like one of those crop waterer things? Has this been obvious the entire time? Am I a big dumb idiot? Did I get it in time? No. No, I didn't. I screwed it up. But for justice, did I get one of his... When you shoot down one of the fly fish's missile pod, does that make it so that he only has half of the missiles? Inquiring minds like mine want to know. I wanna know, I wanna know! Oh. Oh, well... I guess we all know what the priority is. Shit. Saving my partner. One of my teammates. Which I didn't do. So it's Lombardi88. So a Falco fan who was born in probably 1988. And what was the other one? Blazing Boy, and then there's another guy. What if Blazing Boy was a girl? Reminds me of a... Reminds me of something that made me feel like a jerk the other day. Somebody, you know, like... Somebody I'm subscribed to did, like, a, you know, like, a video where they came out as, like, transgender. But they did it in the form of freeform poetry, so it was, like, this really, really heartfelt thing. But then there was just this dumb part of me that's just like, oh, I hate freeform poetry. Probably not the part that, you know, like, the part of the video that the person who made it was, you know, thinking would trigger people. But yeah, sometimes I just focus on, like, the dumbest things, like, things that are not important. There's like another one that like really got under my friend's skin. Because we were watching, I believe it was like the Idolmaster, right? And this one character just had this big long arc. And at the end, she has like a solo song that she puts on in like one of the shows. And in it, she just sing, you know, like she's singing and everything. And the one part, they sing in English. And like the lyrics are something like, thank you for love, thank you for hope, thank you for smile, or something like that. And when they said thank you for smile, I just go, English. And, you know, like, my friend, like, just kind of glares at me, and he's like, really? There's this big heartfelt part, and, like, the only thing you can concentrate on is that, you know, like, their grammar was a little off? And I was like, yeah. Because, like, to me, it's like, you know, like, you wanted this to be a big, long thing. You couldn't take the time to just find, like, one person who's just like, yes, I know English, and this isn't kind of correct. So, I don't know. It was probably a little pretentious of me, to be honest. But it is one of those things, like, you know. Like, if another production were to doing it the other way, right? They wanted to have their big finale be, like, a J-pop, like, you know, dance number or something. They have, like, the Japanese, you know, like, song and everything. I would expect someone on the production to just be like, hey, we don't want to look stupid. Do we know one person who speaks this language fluently that can just double check us so that it doesn't completely bring down the impact of this scene? But like I said, sometimes I just concentrate on really, really dumb parts of like a production. And you know, like sometimes I can be self-aware and just be like, you know, like, I'll watch something and I'll be like, this really bugs me. And my brain will just be like, you know that is not the point of this, and that this does not matter, right? And then there's other times where, you know, I'll be like, this really bothered me. And, you know, other people will be like, you know that that's not really important, right? And it's like, I thought it was. I don't know. I think my brainy parts are just wired a little differently. That makes me focus on some like really stupid stuff. And yeah, it just leads me to feeling like, I don't know, like very, very strange sometimes. Because there will be something that people are like, oh my gosh, did you see this thing? It's like literally the greatest thing in the world. And then I'll just watch and I'll be like, not only was it like, you know, not the greatest thing in the world, I didn't even much care for it. Then again, I think expectations are another big thing with me. Because I remember, like, when I watched Sword Art Online, like, way back when, like, one of my coworkers at the time, he was, like, went on about it. He, like, ran it and raved it, and it was like, this is, like, the greatest. He's like, oh, it's, like, the best. Oh, I love it. Oh, da-da-da-da-da-da. So I went into it thinking that it was going to be, like, you know, this wonderful work of fiction gifted to us by the gods themselves after they descended from, like, a golden chariot from the moon. And instead, I just watched it and I'm like, this is, like, the stupidest thing I think I've ever watched. And, you know, like, I looked at it, like, I looked back at, like, you know, my take on it, like, objectively, like, years later. After I was kind of, like, I'll admit I could be kind of a jerk and be like, oh my gosh, if you like Sword Art Online, you're a freaking idiot. Which, you're not. We just don't have, you know, matching taste, which is fine. So I feel like I should get that out of the way. But yeah, like, I look back on, like, what I thought of it, like, years later, right? And, you know, it was one of those things that I realized, had I watched it without any expectations, I don't think I would have thought it was, like, groundbreaking, but I can't deny that the action scenes are really cool. I can't get around you. Okay, can I? Yes, now I can. We've done it. Please don't let me suffer for it. So yeah, I would have thought that, like, I would have been like, hey, this is downright okay, had I just watched it normally. And, like, conversely, something that I liked that most other people didn't was, like, I'm sure a lot of people have seen Solo. I went into that movie with, like, very low expectations, and since I did, like, I came out the other end being like, that was a fun romp. It's not, like, the best Star Wars movie ever made or anything, but, like, it's not the worst Star Wars movie ever made. I like, 1 and 3, but I do not like 2. 2 is probably the worst Star Wars movie, at least in my opinion, ever made. I don't think that's too hot of a take. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I think expectations are, like, really important. Really important. I watched the Sonic, like when the Sonic movie came out, I watched that and I did kind of enjoy it, because it was just like, because I went into it being like, this is going to be the stupidest movie ever made. And then, I was just like, oh, hey, there are things here that I definitely like. And since I was already just, like, have my mind made up that it was going to be stupid, it was just very easy for me to be, like, like, it was easier for me to focus on, like, the parts that I liked, because that was what surprised me. Come on. Just let me kill you. No! Yes? I don't know if that was me or one of my bosom buddies here. Come on. It's like the freaking bumper cars. Ah, well. Is there, okay. So, yeah. I don't know. There I go with my I don't knows again. Just some things that I thought may be interesting to speak of while I play Salmon Run. At, like, an okay level. I'm doing okay, and I think, yeah, my teammates are doing possibly even better, I'd say. Quite possibly. It's hard to keep an eye on everybody, so, I might not be the worst one here, but the point is, altogether we're managing this. And I kinda like having camaraderie with people that I'll probably never meet, never even exchange words with other than this way, help, or booyah. Could really use a more robust chat, but at the same time I understand. I remember having a chat, like, recently with a friend of mine about just the voice chat, and he's like, yeah, it's kind of stupid that that's the only way to chat in games. I'm like, well, I can kind of see, because Nintendo's more, like, child-focused. Like, obviously I'm a 30-something-year-old man enjoying this child's game. So, it's not exclusively child person. Was he going for me, or was I just in the wrong place, wrong time, definitely not paying attention? Thank you. But yeah, like, like, you don't want your kid learning about, like, the birds and the bees because they're playing, like, like they're on Animal Crossing and they come across some random stranger's island. Which I'm not sure if you could come across a random person, but let's say that you could. You could just visit a random island, and then there's somebody there who's like, hey, I'm gonna tell you the facts of life. That's not how I'd want it, like, my kid to learn. Of course, all that said, like, just in general, things are, like, so different from when, like, I grew up, which I can't remember where I even heard it, but I think there is, like, a certain theory that, like, technology, as it gets better, will advance faster and faster. Like, the breakthroughs in technology will increase exponentially as time goes on. Oh, I still have my jet, don't I feel silly? Well... But yeah, because, like, when I was a kid, though, like, I remember going through elementary school. And, like, when I was in, like, 5th grade, my last year of elementary school, or what was considered elementary back then, they kind of split the grades up differently now, at least in where I went. Holy cow, 43, you are a monster! Get off of my team, you absolute fiend! But yeah, like, I remember 5th grade, like, somebody, like, at one point said, like, the word, like, I heard another kid say the word prick. And that was, like, oh my gosh, I never heard such a horrible, like, word. That was, like, the most profane thing I had ever heard in my life. And now it's like, you know, you're on the internet for a few minutes and somebody's like, fuck! And it's just one of those, you know, like, there's no keeping it. And I mean, you know, like, I don't know if that's, like, a good thing or a bad thing, because, like, part of me thinks that if, like, you say any word enough, it loses its meaning. I think some words are kind of immune. Like, I think slurs will always kind of, like, until we make some major, you know, like, we are making improvements, don't get me wrong. But, like, until some major things go through, I think it's going to be kind of hard to ever justify, like, certain words that are out there. Thank you. I hate the grillers. But yeah, like, I think if we just say, you know, like, if the word fuck were said enough, I think we would honestly just get to the point where it doesn't matter. Nobody would give a fuck about the word fuck. It's pretty much what I'm saying. If we all just said it nonstop. But then again, I don't know. It also kind of ruins it because... And I'm surprised I'm even arguing for this. But yeah, like, you know, a lot of times when I'm playing games here, in some of our earlier videos it's a bit different, but, you know, like, a lot of times when I play on here, I don't really swear unless I hate grillers. I told you I hate grillers! Like, you know, I don't swear unless something really cheeses me off. Which, you know, that's kind of like what swear words are meant to, in my, you know, in my mind anyway. Because, you know, if I'm just having a chill time and I'm cool and calm and collected, if all of a sudden I'm like, I just start letting out, like, a slew of swears, or even if I just, you know, like, that's how you can tell that I'm ticked off. And if I just say one swear, then that's how you know that, like, I'd say it's more of a surprise thing, if that makes sense. Like, if, you know, I'm playing this and all of a sudden I'm not paying attention and bam, a Malls comes up and just, like, swallows me because, you know, like, I didn't even notice that it crept up below me. I'm just like, shit! Then, you know, like, genuinely, I wasn't paying attention. I'm genuinely surprised and a bit off base, a bit, you know, a bit upset. So, yeah. So, I don't know. So part of me thinks life would be simpler without swear words. Because then, you know, like, not everything gets censored. I can't believe I just did that. Did I really just steal the stupid platform? I was like, oh, other people need to come here? Shoot. I'm gonna say I was lost in thought. Okay, it bounced too far because I'm bad with bombs, and I'm dead now. Yeah, I don't know. I think if, like, I ever had kids, I'm not sure what I would do about, like, the birds and the bees talk. Because that, I'd have no control over. But, like, for swearing, I think... did you really? I was gonna try and save you and you fell off. I can't help you if you fall off. Yeah, for, like, swearing, I think my whole, like, process there would be just make it, you know, like, just try and instill that the words have weight and not to use them lightly. Like, do not let profanity be your entire vocabulary, if that makes sense. I am so bad with bombs. I should really probably actually practice that at some point. I do okay with them in Smash Brothers, but in the actual game... Come on. Damn it. One more. Yep, this'll work. This'll work. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe the end of the day, yeah. My point might be more along the lines of, I don't know. Swear words have their place, they shouldn't be used lightly, but, you know. Whatever. There also seems to be some, exceptions to that, I don't know. There's certain people that I can stand swearing from more than others. Like, oh, I have like a very direct example. You know, like I know it is, okay, I almost took off without you. I am so sorry, my friend. A one-to-one example, though, pretty much. Like, I really like the Deadpool movies, and they use, like, so much profanity. Meanwhile, you know, like, there's Logan, you know, like the movie Logan, about Wolverine. Perhaps you've heard of it. It was very well received, but I hated it, and one of the reasons why I thought they used, like, the swearing as a crutch. It's like, it's been a little while, but I think there was, like, a scene where it's just, like, you know, like Logan and Professor X being like, I could have pulled back and then I committed to it. Professor X and, you know, like Wolverine, and they're like, fuck you, Logan, I don't want to take my fucking pills. Like, oh, you don't want to fucking take your pills? Oh, well, fuck you then, you don't want to take your pills. And it's just like, I remember like there being a scene or something similar to that, and it's just like, this isn't clever. Like, you know, I've never thought of either character as being, like, curse-heavy, especially Professor X, so it just kind of felt like they're like, Deadpool got away with swears? I guess we'll just make half of the dialogue a curse word. Or potty mouth. Like, yeah, that is one of those movies that I'd love to, like, discuss at length. I actually got, like, really ticked off at somebody, because, like, one of my friends, he really liked it, and, like, I can't remember, like, what he said exactly, but I was just like, oh, I hated Logan, and, like, one friend was like, oh, I can see why you know, he's like, oh, well, I liked it, but I can see why you think that way, and then, like, the other one, he's like, I don't think he said, you might, like, were you watching the movie wrong, but I think he said something like, oh, well, maybe you didn't understand or maybe you didn't get it. And it's like, screw you! I watched the damn comics that this, you know, like, I read the damn comics that this is based off of. Don't tell me that I didn't get the stupid, you know, stupid knuckle-pointy guy, you know, like, a movie. No, I understood, Logan, I just didn't like it. And that's fine. Like, that was one of those movies that made me be like, am I the idiot? Like, am I the weird one? I think I watched it, like, you know, I think it was the first time I watched it. I watched it with my, like, mom and brother, and they both didn't like it either, so it was like, oh, well, this is a critically acclaimed movie, like, everybody freaking loves it, but here we are, a group of people watching it together, and we're all like, this is stupid. This, you know, like, it's I. So I felt slightly better about that. The one movie that will always get me, though, like, in this way, is, like, frickin' Sausage Party. I, like, watched that on Netflix once. Damn it, I thought I could get him. And, like, I went out of it being like, oh, this is, like, the stupidest movie ever made. And then, for whatever reason, I went on Wikipedia, because I'm just like, how did other people respond to this? And it's like, it got pretty okay reviews. Some people said nice things about it, and they were actually talking about making a sequel. I'm just like, what? One of the jokes is, you know, like, it was just to make a bunch of really immature sex jokes. The entire premise of the movie is that hot dogs look like male genitalia and buns look like female genitalia. That is the entire premise of the movie. How are people like, it was pretty clever. Ooh. Oh, they threw in a meta joke near the end? Oh, wow, that's so clever. Go and play, like, any indie video game. Like Undertale or Doki Doki, you freaking ai. That's like a movie that actually makes me mad because it's like, why does this exist? The non-slip, what do I want? I want the cash because I'm not going to use the ugly things. Swap for chunks. Bomb defense up and quick. I want to keep the new ones, I think. But yeah, I don't know. So that's my opinion on some dumb entertainment stuff. Thanks for watching and listening to my weird hang-ups and old man problems. If you agree or disagree with any of them, please feel free to let me know in the comments below because I'm kinda curious as to how much of a weirdo I am sometimes. Have a great day!